Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and it is time to react to the Goodreads Choice Awards. The nominees for the 2024 Goodreads Choice Awards have just been announced, and, well, not just. They were announced earlier today, and I haven't been able to look at them all day because I wanted to react to them with you. So we are going to go through all the genres together, and I think I want to do the same challenge that I did last year when reacting to the nominee announcement. I want to try in the next few weeks to read all the books that I own, that I have not read, that are nominated for the awards. Last year, I got pretty lucky. I think it was only 4 or 5 books. I have no clue. I don't feel like I've bought many new releases, but maybe I'm jinxing myself and there'll be a lot, but we shall see. So I'm going to open the app. I'm going to scoot over so you can see what I'm looking at here. All right, here we go. Let's go to the 2024 Choice Awards. Okay. How do I just look at the vote in the opening round? Okay, so we are at fiction right away, and great. The first book I see, The Wedding People by Alison Esbach, I own, but I have not read. I don't really read Ellen Hildebrand. Oh, Louise Erdrich is on here. Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. That makes sense. Same as It Ever Was. I really have liked Claire Lombardo in the past, but I haven't read this one. I haven't even heard of Colored Television. Tommy Orange, Wandering Stars doesn't surprise me. I've never even heard of this one. Welcome to the Hyunam Dong Bookshop. Greta and Valden, I think I've seen that cover, but don't know anything about it. All Fours, don't know anything. Blue Sisters I've seen, but I don't think I have an interest in. Margot's Got Money Troubles I have on Libro FM, but I think I'm only going to use physical books that I actually have on my shelves. If I need more books, maybe we'll come back to Margot's Got Money Troubles. Real Americans I've seen, but have not read. Never heard of Sandwich. Oh, number 5 in the Amgosh series by Elizabeth Strout. Interesting. Martyr I've seen. I've seen this Dolly Alderton, Good Material. Playground never seen. Intermezzo does not surprise me by Sally Rooney, her newest. And I Hope This Finds You Well by Natalie Sue. So out of all of these, I haven't read any of them, so I wouldn't be able to vote, but if I can get The Wedding People done in the next few weeks and I enjoy it, I could vote for that one. All right, let's go to the next category, which looks like historical fiction. I hope I've read some on this list. The Great Divide, I know that was pretty popular when it came out, but I haven't read it. The Storm We Made by Vanessa Chan, have not read. Have not read this Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to try this series by Colm Toibin. The first one I think is, oh shoot, I can't remember what it's called. Brooklyn maybe? But now the second one is Long Island. James, that doesn't surprise me that that's on here. I have wanted to get to that one, but haven't yet. The Book Lovers Library I haven't heard of. Husbands and Lovers by Beatrice Williams. I think that was a book of the month choice this year. The Frozen River, there we go. I gave The Frozen River 5 stars, and I loved that one, so that could be my win, my vote. Anita DeMonte Laughs Last. I remember that coming out, but did not read it. The Phoenix Crown I read. Oh, look at Kate Quinn got on here twice. The Briar Club I read and really enjoyed. I gave it 5 stars, so that is a contender with The Frozen River. Oh, here's one that I own that I have not read, The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. So that'll go on my TBR for the next few weeks. Never even heard of The Bullet Swallower. Shelterwood, I've just heard of that title by Lisa Wingate. Oh, The Women by Kristen Hanna. How could I forget? Of course, that's on here, and that will likely get my vote. The Love Elixir of Augusta Stern, I just saw as a Book of the Month choice. There Are Rivers in the Sky by Elif Shafak. That doesn't surprise me. That author has been on here before, I believe. Jodi Picoult does not surprise me by any other name. I haven't heard of Behind Every Good Man, and I have not heard of the Paris novel. But out of these, I've read a lot more. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this list, and one that I own that I have not read. Right now, I think my vote would be for The Women, and I don't think The Lion Women of Tehran could take that, but okay. Let's go on to mystery and thriller. Okay, right away, I see Riley Sager. Doesn't surprise me. He is a very prominent author in the mystery thriller category. Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I've seen that cover. Same with Ellie Black. I've seen the cover. First Lie Wins I have read, and it was okay for me. I've seen the cover of How to Solve Your Own Murder, but it wasn't on my radar. The Laura Dave, the Night We Lost Him, I don't think I'll ever read another Laura Dave again because I really disliked her previous one, The Last Thing He Told Me. Sally Hepworth, Darling Girls, haven't read. I'm interested in this Richard Osman, but I have not read it. I don't own it. I'm slowly working my way through the Thursday Murder Club series by him. Society of Lies by Lauren Ling Brown. I have not seen that, but it has a Reese's book club sticker on it. So, oh, The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I thought that this one would be on here, and I do own that one. So I'll likely be reading it in the next couple of weeks. Frida McFadden, of course, is on here with The Teacher. The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. Have not read. I haven't really gotten along with Rachel Hawkins in the past, so I don't think I would want to read that one. Here's another Frida McFadden with The Boyfriend. That's her most recent release, I think. It was just on Book of the Month in November, I think. So that means it's picked up a lot of steam. Listen for the Lie. I liked that one. I think I read that one. I wish it would tell me on here if I've read it, but I'm pretty sure I read that one. Pretty sure I did. The last one, At the Wedding, I have not read. Oh, another one I'm going to have to add to the TBR, The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I haven't really agreed with Lucy Foley in the past, but I got this copy of The Midnight Feast for $1, and so that'll be read hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Not What She Seems by Yasmin Ango. Never heard of that. It looks like a Kindle book if I've ever seen one. The Mystery Guest, I know about The Guest by Nita Prose, so it doesn't surprise me that the second one is on here. House of Glass by Sarah Pekkanen, and All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. Okay, so out of these, I've read Listen for the Lie and First Lie Wins. I think I'd vote for Listen for the Lie, but there's a couple I'll be needing to read in the next couple of weeks, The Midnight Feast and God of the Woods. So we'll see if my vote changes. Okay, let's go to romance. I'm excited to see what romance is on here. Of course, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez is on here. That will probably be my vote. I love Abby Jimenez. I loved Just for the Summer, gave it 5 stars. How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. Doesn't surprise me. I've seen that one around. Oh, The Pairing. I own The Pairing, but I have not read it. So that'll be on the TBR. Bride by Ali Hazelwood I read and enjoyed. A Liz Tomford doesn't surprise me. A Hannah Grace doesn't surprise me. Oh, Lies and Weddings by Kevin Kwan. That's the author of Crazy Rich Asians. I didn't even know about this book. Another Ali Hazelwood with Not in Love. I did not like that one, so that wouldn't get my vote. A Carly Fortune. Oh, a Kennedy Ryan. So I do own this book, but it's the second in the Skyland series, and so I won't be adding it to the TBR because I haven't read the first. Oh, the Dream Harbor book, number 2. Interesting. Funny Story is on here too. I also loved that one. Gave it 5 stars. Don't want to read Leather and Lark. I did not agree with Butcher and Blackbird. An Anna Huang. Oh, The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. That doesn't surprise me. The Love Song for Ricky Wilde came out this year? Okay. I thought that was older for some reason, but no. Okay. I read that one and enjoyed it a lot. Christina Lauren doesn't surprise me. Lila Sage with this Rebel Blue Ranch series. Cowboy romances I know are big. An Elsie Silver, that doesn't surprise me. And The Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. Okay, so I have read a few of these. Love Song for Ricky Wilde, Funny Story, Not in Love, Bride, and Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. My vote is definitely for Just for the Summer, right now at least, but I will need to be reading The Pairing. I didn't say this, but I do have the rom-comers as an e-arc. Again, I want to use physical books in this TBR, so I don't think I will count it unless I need it. But we're already, I think, at 4 books? 5 with The Pairing, so I don't think we're going to need to add any more. All right, let's go to Romantasy. I doubt I've read any of these. I might have a couple on my shelves because I got in a weird kick of buying Romantasy books. The Promise of Peridot or Peridot, I don't know how you say that. The Honey Witch. Scarlet St. Clair. I own the first in that series. A Raven Kennedy with Gold. Feybound. None of these surprise me. I've seen these around BookTube, but I haven't read any of them. A Dark and Drowning Tide. House of Flame and Shadow. I've heard people did not like that one, so I'm kind of surprised it's on here. A Crown This Cold and Heavy. Aha, here's the one. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I do own that book. So that chunker of a book, huge book. It's got to be 800 pages or so. That's going to go on the TBR. Great. Fate of the Sun King. Never heard of it. Quicksilver. Never heard of it. Apprentice of the Villain. Okay, the second in that series. A Jennifer L. Armentrout, of course. I've heard good things recently about The Games Gods Play. I don't know if it tickles my fancy. Another Zodiac Academy, number 9. Holy smokes. The Veiled Kingdom I've seen. Phantasma I've seen. The Spell Shop I've seen. Oh, and I read The Fate of Fate Inked in Blood. I enjoyed that one. I think I gave it 4 stars. So that's the only one I've read on the list, but we are adding another one with When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Okay. Fantasy. I don't think I will have read any of these. Nor have I probably heard of many of them. The Foxwife, no. The Bright Sword, no. Oh, and Emily Wilde. I've heard of that one, but haven't read the first, so obviously haven't read the second. A Song to Drown Rivers, don't know of it. When Among Crows. Oh, Veronica Roth. She wrote something. The Divergent series? Interesting. Oh, The Tainted Cup I've heard about. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo I've heard about. Oh, okay. That's a twist. The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. I do own that one. It's a book of the month up there on that list. Or maybe it's over here. Yeah, it's right here. Because I thought I wanted to read it recently. Okay. Great. Another book. This is becoming a very large TBR. And I probably shouldn't have committed to this. But, okay. Empire of the Damned, I've heard of. Five Broken Blades, heard of. A Sweet Sting of Salt, never heard of it. Blackbird Oracle, haven't heard of it. Oh, Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune. That's one I'd be interested in, but I don't own it. The Dead Cattail Assassins. Oh, by P. Jelly Clark. Heard of the author, but have not heard of the book. The Book of Doors. A Sorceress Comes to Call. Voyage of the Damned. The Night Ends with Fire. The Warm Hands of Ghosts. And An Academy for Liars. Okay, well, we're adding one to the TBR, and I've only heard about a handful of these. So, okay. I have no vote for fantasy. Going on to science fiction, I really doubt I have any of these, unless something surprises me. The Other Valley, no. The Stardust Grail, no. I think we're just going to go through this really quickly. The only one I've maybe heard of is Annie Bot. Oh, I have heard of The Ministry of Time, and I've heard of the John Mars, The Family Experiment. But otherwise, all of these are drawing a blank. So, nothing to vote for here. And nothing to add to my TBR here. That's good. Horror. Also probably a category I have not read anything from. No. Oh, I've heard about The Eyes Are the Best Part. No, thank you. And I've also heard a lot about We Used to Live Here. Maybe interests me, but I don't own it. Stephen Graham Jones, heard of. Mariana Enriquez, heard of. T. Kingfisher, heard of. Rachel Harrison, heard of. I've heard of I Was a Teenage Slasher. Stephen King, doesn't surprise me. I've seen Bury Your Gaze around. Oh, and Murder Road by Simone St. James. That's maybe the only one on my radar, but don't own it. Not going to read it. Okay, moving on to debut. This one we could see some doubles in with previous categories, like How to End a Love Story, Shred Sisters. Oh, here's one I own, The Truth According to Ember by Danica Nava. I got that one from the Aardvark book box, so that'll be going on. Are we on like book 8 now? My goodness. Oh, another one from Aardvark, Masquerade by O.O. Sangoyami. Okay, great. I'm glad Aardvark has been picking some good books, or maybe that's why they're on here for popularity. But the other ones have not heard of. I've seen them in previous categories, but no, none that I've actually read. But we'll be adding Masquerade and The Truth According to Ember to my stack. Wowzas. Are we up to 10? I don't know what I agreed to. Reader's favorite audiobook? Okay, that's a twist. That's a new category. They've never had audiobook before. Okay. Wow. So I guess I will be voting on these if I've listened to them. I read The Women physically. I did not listen. I did listen to Listen for the Lie, and that was good. Oh, interesting. The Anxious Generation is a book that Willie owns, but I counted on my TBR because he really wants me to read it. So I guess if I could get the audio version, I would like to listen to it. How the Great Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness. He said it was phenomenal, and raising 2 kids who will eventually have cell phones and social media, something I should educate myself on. First Lie Wins, I did listen to, I think, but that wasn't my favorite. Oh, Elvis Presley's Daughter, memoir. Somewhere Beyond the Sea is on here. Funny Story is on here. I read that physically, though, I think. Interesting. Just for the Summer, I also read physically, but I didn't actually... Oh, I listened to Listen for the Lie and First Lie Wins. So I think my vote currently would be Listen for the Lie. Wow. That's kind of shocking. Because I listened to a lot of audiobooks, so most of the books in the previous categories I probably listened to. But this is probably, they're taking into consideration the narrator, the audiobook narrator. So that's cool. That's a twist, Goodreads, a twist. You give us a twist every year. Okay, Young Adult Fantasy is the next category. I don't think I've read anything on here. I'll just quickly scroll. The only one I know about is Ruthless Vows. I've read Divine Rivals. Eventually, I will want to read Ruthless Vows, but I don't own it. Let's see. No, the only other ones I've heard of course, are Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I've heard of The Heartless Hunter, and I've heard of Reckless by Lauren Roberts, but don't own any of them, so I will skip that category. Young Adult Fiction. These are ones I kind of want to pay attention to, the young adult ones, because I might want to order them for my library. I work at a school library. But Maureen Johnson, I've heard of her as an author, but don't know about this book. Let's see. We have Where Sleeping Girls Lie. Way to go, us. And we have When the World Tips Over. Oh, Jennifer Lynn Barnes' new book. Sure, makes sense. I've seen Icarus. Heartstopper doesn't surprise me. That will probably be the winner. Oh, Holly Jackson probably stands a chance with the reappearance of Rachel Price. I haven't read it. So my vote is Heartstopper. And I don't own any of these to read or add to my TBR. So, nonfiction, I doubt that I've read any. Probably haven't even heard of any of these. No, I know about Ta-Nehisi Coates. I didn't know he had a new book, but it's called The Message. Let's see. No. I've seen the It's Not Hysteria book. Someone read it on YouTube, I think. Oh, look at that. Okay. So The Anxious Generation was on here for audiobook, and now it's on here for the nonfiction category. So I will definitely add that one to the TBR. Okay. Willie will be so pleased that I'm reading that one. Other ones, haven't heard of. Interesting. Okay. But maybe some I should add to my radar. Right now I haven't read any of them. But I will add The Anxious Generation to this ever-growing TBR. Memoir, I was trying to think about this earlier. I don't know of any memoirs that came out this year, which just means they're not my kind of people that I follow, or I'm just oblivious. But looking, okay, Liz Cheney. Oh, Whoopi Goldberg. I bet she might have a good chance of winning. Haven't heard of a lot of these people. The Elvis Presley, or Lisa Marie Presley, her memoir about her dad. Hereafter I saw on Book of the Month, I believe. Oh, RuPaul has a memoir? See, I didn't know that. The Third Gilmore Girl, that's the grandma, I think. I don't pay attention to Gilmore Girls. Nope. So, none of those ring a bell. So I have no vote in this one either because I haven't read any of them. And reader's favorite history and biography, I doubt I've even heard of any of these. No. Oh, cool. The Elements of Marie Curie. No. Oh, Eric Larson, just because he wrote Devil in the White City. But I don't own this one. Didn't read it. Okay. So, interesting. Overall thoughts. The audiobook category threw me for a loop. That's kind of crazy. I'm going to need to collect all the books that I'm going to have to read for this. So give me a second. Anyway, I was talking about thoughts. I'm not super surprised. I haven't gone through and looked at what's missing or what I think should have been on there because I really don't pay much attention to publishing year. I'm really bad at that. So maybe there will be some shocking things that come out once I see other reactions. But for now, I'm just a little bit shocked as to how many books I have to read. So let me gather all of those. 1 second and I'll come back with my TBR. This surely will not happen, but I will try to get to as many of these 10 books as I can. The ones I'm most excited for, I'm kind of been in a romantasy mood, so I'm looking forward to When the Moon Hatched. Just because the praise that Willie has given it, I'm looking forward to The Anxious People. And I would say maybe the thriller mystery ones because I'm just in the mood for that. Yeah, so that's insane. Books that I didn't necessarily have on my radar to read. I knew I wanted to do this little challenge TBR, so I should have maybe planned ahead a bit more and added some of these to my November TBR, but that's okay. We're going to see if I can find audiobooks, if I could get through these quickly so that I can help my vote a little bit. I have read maybe 1 or 2 from every category. Well, not every category, but from the ones that I generally read from. Romance, historical fiction, mystery thriller, maybe even the general fiction category. Actually, no, because the only one was The Wedding People. So I need to educate myself a little bit, read a little bit more so that I know what I should vote for in this first round and in the second, because I likely will not finish these by the time the first round is announced. Yeah, let me know. Mostly, I would love to hear if there are any that weren't nominated that you are shocked by, because I just didn't have the time to think that through after my reaction. But yeah, what's missing on the list? Because I would be curious to hear your thoughts and chat about that in the comments down below. And of these 10, which should I start with? What should I really focus on reading in the next couple to few weeks? It'd be great to get your recommendations. All right. Happy Goodreads Choice Awards, everybody. I was telling someone at work earlier that this is like the Oscars for bookish people, and we are here. It finally was announced. So I'm excited. Surely there will be some winners in these books if they are in the top 20 of their genre category. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.